Hi guys, this is Massa from the Great White North. So today we have a guest, Christian. Hi Christian.
Hey guys.
So Christian is a designer of Spells of Magic. It's a new trading card game made in Canada, and right now it's on Kickstarter. And yeah, we're gonna learn more about the game, how to play the game, and we're gonna talk about the pledge, the detail about the pledge. We will have some games, but in a later video because I'm waiting. Christian sent me a beta deck. It will arrive maybe in a couple of days, and then we can do that. We will also have a giveaway for this cool playmat. So this
Brian S.
is
one.
this is a blue dragon. How do you call this dragon?
Brian S.
Brioness. So for the giveaway, I will give the detail a bit later in the video. So you have to watch a bit more, but you have to subscribe and you have to be member of the Discord channel of Spells of Magic and of my Discord also, so I can reach out to you too for the shipping detail and stuff like that. But information about all the shipping will be in the description, and what you need to do to participate will be maybe in like 5-10 minutes inside this video. So in a nutshell, can you kind of explain what is Spells of Magic?
Yeah, sure. So it's a fantasy card game. We have a manga based off it too. There's a couple different variations, but basically what it is there is all these elder dragons, all the tribal dragons, and they're kind of the gods of their own world. So you've got the water dragon Bryness. He is the creator of all water creatures. You've got Zephos. He's the creator of all fire creatures. You got Taifu, the creator of all the wind creatures, and then Tilung of all the earth creatures. So back 10,000 years ago, in the story, all the tribal dragons were realming free. Okay, so uh, they basically had all their different dimensions. That they were basically, we'll say, their own. They were gods of their dimensions, and there was this evil sorcerer, which his name will be, spoiled in the story. We're not going to give too many spoilers here.
Mm-hmm.
There was an evil sorcerer, and he didn't like the tribal dragons very much. So he wanted to basically slaughter them and harvest their magic to make himself immortal. And then we time skip about 10,000 years into the present day of the actual manga, where it's kind of sets place in, modern time. We have the cards. And again, I don't want to spoil too much because the
Okay.
manga is ongoing.
Trading card game based on this story
Yep.
about those dragons,
Oh, yeah.
and you have a manga behind it to explain the
We
lore.
do. Yep.
And what motivated you to create a TCG? I mean, it's kind of a saturated market right now. So why did you want to
So
start
it's
that?
been like 15 years. It's been my dream, man. Like, I
Yeah.
have wanted to do Spells of Magic for honestly 15 years. Um,
Yeah,
I
actually, I do
started.
have picture. It seems you have been working on it for like 15 years.
Yeah, I'm
Uh,
not lying.
I have some
Yeah.
early version of it.
Yeah, so the whole reason it started was because I was not allowed to play other card games when I was a kid because
Hmm.
I had parents that were very religious.
I see.
So, yeah, I wasn't allowed to, buy Pokemon cards or anything like that or Yu-Gi-Oh. So, my dad gave me a stack of blank business cards and he
Hmm.
said, "Here you go, make your own card game."
That's a
So
good
I
story.
I did, and I remember I made the God Dragon to make him happy, and then I made the Devil Dragon and I hid it under my bed.
Mm.
I was like, we're gonna hide this thing. I don't want him to see it. And then, 15 years later, we've got a Demon Starter deck.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Okay.
that's basically where it came from.
Okay. So that's why you wanted to do it. Okay. I get it.
Yeah, yeah.
I was curious, like, what's the health of your company? Like, how many people do you have working with you right now?
So we've got Monica. She is basically in our marketing. We've also got Zachary. He also is really good with our marketing. They take care of all of our social media,
Hmm.
LGS, all the background stuff that's really important. We've got Nikki. He's my right hand man. Basically, everything that I need done. If I'm too busy or I'm working on something else, Nikki's right there to do it. We've got Brandon. He's our R&D. So he's basically balancing the game. I
Mm-hmm.
basically make the cards, and I'm like, here, these are broken. Good luck.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's got to fix them. And then we've got Robin. He is in charge of the lore. So I have 15 volumes written for Spells and
I
Magic for the
see.
manga. Yeah, and I
So,
said, here you go, Robin, making my manga.
so you have a team already. It's not
Oh,
like
yeah, we
just
got our
you by
team.
yourself. And right now, if we check the Kickstarter page, you have like around 77,000 Canadian dollar.
Yeah.
What was your original target?
Well, at first we were like 1,500 would get the game printed and shipped.
Mm-hmm.
And that was hit in 8 hours. I remember
Yeah.
the first $100, I was almost crying.
Yeah,
And then
I can get it.
$1,000, and then
And
it didn't stop. So yeah, we did the math and we said this will get the game funded, and it turns out more people want it.
And are you revisiting your plan, seeing that it get more traction now?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We have to expand more, right? The more people buy, the more you have to produce.
Yeah.
And the more freedom you kind of have.
So let's talk about the history, because you sent me some nice picture. So is that the first version of the game?
That's it. That's the bare bones. If
I
you
like
look in
it.
the corner up there, I think there's the first card ever made. If you go back up.
Yeah.
Right up in the corner, right beside, I can't even explain it to you because they all look horrible, but right beside the dragon at the top,
Uh-huh.
you go the dragon
those two?
right beside the lion. No, that was my Pokemon phase. I wasn't allowed to play. I can't even. I can't.
Yeah,
even
it's
show you.
okay.
But the first card ever is in there. I remember
see.
drawing it.
And so this is still wave one.
Yeah, that's Nikki's. That's Nikki's drawings.
And like this is, I think that was your wave 2 or wave 3.
Yeah, this is our first digital one when we're like, oh my god, we can use paint to make cards.
That's cool.
That's what we did.
And this is kind of the first one that I got from you, where it started to look serious, you know?
Yeah, so this obviously, we were like, I want to say grade 10. None of this was our art, so
I see.
I didn't know. I was like, I didn't know you weren't allowed to take people's art and make your own card game with it.
I see.
So my uncle's a CEO of Property Guys, and he said, if you get me an uncut sheet of your game, I'll get it printed for you.
Oh, I see.
And that's why we made those. Yeah.
And then,
Oh, there we go.
then yeah. So those
So
are
the first artworks I ever legally owned.
Oh, well, that's cool. And
Those are the Tribal
so,
Dragons.
so what I found amazing is like you had like what, starter deck, I guess, toolkit.
Yes. Yeah, so this was at our local game store. We were kind of trying to spread the word, and I thought this was the way to do it, was to make these. And the manager there, he's a really nice guy, and he helped us shrink wrap them and package them, and we had some interest.
And
in
you
it,
say you have no more of those because I wanted one, and you have no more.
No, they're gone.
This is so cool.
Here's the thing: I threw all these, like most of these, out a couple of years ago, and some guy took them out of my trash and put them on like Facebook Marketplace.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so the cards were like that?
So
this
this was our 2017 kind of era. This is when I started owning the artworks, and these are actually prize cards for our beta testers.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, those are all the prizes.
And like in the picture I had, like this looked like a cool event.
Yeah, that was the first Spells Magic Championship.
So which year is that?
It was 2017.
Okay, all right. So you had so it means at least it's got seriously tested since 2017.
Oh yeah.
I have some pictures, there are some prices. People look happy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And that's the card that were used at that time.
Yeah. So these were. This was right after. So this was right before COVID. These kind of style
I
cards.
see.
Mm-hmm.
Because I saw there was another championship with those cards.
So this would have been the second one, I believe, and we only got to do a little testing with that before everything went on lockdown, and then everything went digital.
I see, yeah. So I mean, so that's a game. It have been in your head and in testing for a long time, but it have been actually tested with people doing tournament for at least 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, and we did a lot of prizes, and we felt that would make people want to make the craziest decks that they could come up with to try and win the prizes, instead of just making a fun deck and maybe winning. Like everybody was really sweating and trying in it.
So like so next I want to talk about the art, but we're gonna explain what you guys need to do to get this cool playmat. Are you gonna sign this playmat?
I can if they want, absolutely.
Okay, well, that's so cool. So what you have to do is, well, you have to subscribe to the channel. You have to post a comment saying which part of the video you like the most and which card that I show you like the most. And you also need to be member of Spells of Magic Discord, and the link will be below, and to my private Discord, just so that we can, do discussion. And once we post the second video where we will be playing with each other, I will randomly choose one of you who commented and who are subscriber, and then I will reach out to you and we will arrange the shipping of this cool playmat. So moving on to the art, which I think is pretty special, so where is your inspiration coming from?
So the Tribal Dragons I was a very competitive Yu-Gi-Oh player, so I feel like the Tribal Dragons subconsciously, I wanted to base them all off the Dragon Rulers.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I see.
Yeah, I feel like that's what I wanted to base them off of, but I ended up making them look way better because Marcelo, our artist, he's phenomenal at his job. So that's basically kind of the art style. I kind of wanted a more anime style myself, but Marcelo said, "No, we're doing realism." And I said, "All right, you're the artist. I'm not gonna say no." And then he ended up pumping out these crazy artworks that's what you guys see
it's
today.
still kind of a 2D kind of art.
It's
not
absolutely.
3D-dimensional. I have some.
Now keep in mind the dragons. They've been done for, I want to say, before 2017.
Mm-hmm.
So the dragons are old, kind of his older style of art.
This is my favorite one.
You like Diablos?
Yeah,
Diablos he's the best tribal dragon, other than Taifu.
And I wanted to ask, if you had a team of artists. So you mentioned Marcelo. So
so he's got his own team, and his company is just his name. So anything that he produces, it's under his company name.
I see.
And we pay him, and he pays his artist, kind of thing.
I see. And this is the usual question I have is obviously you don't have a Pokemon IP behind that. So I'm sure the game is very good, but to penetrate the market, you need to have some kind of key cards, or something like Jace, Mossman, Darth Vader, whatever, what's your plan to actually make people remember the game? Is there any key cards
that's the
there?
manga, it's kind of where the manga kind of kicks in for anybody who reads it and people who don't read it. There's a tribal dragon for every element in this game.
Mm-hmm.
So if you read the first page of the manga, Yutashi talks about collecting all 50 tribal dragons. There's more
50?
than 50.
Oh my god. Okay.
So you're going to know this game for the game that has an insane amount of dragons, but we're not locked into just one, 6 attributes. Like if you look at, we'll just say other games, Yu-Gi-Oh! Magic, they've got Magic's got 5, Yu-Gi-Oh's got 6, right?
Mm-hmm.
Spells of Magic's got 50. Because why can't we have an attribute for diamond, right? Why can't we have one for flower, something cool, right? Something unique.
Well, I think the idea of limiting the number of mana or type is that it's to make card meaningful. If you look at Magic, you can't really have more than 2-3 color. I mean, you can, but it's
for sure.
But we will talk about resource a bit later. The idea, if you have 50 type of resource, then it's gonna be unplayable if you had lands to play them.
So I mean, you're limited to 15 in the soul deck anyway, so you're never going to find a way to do it. But through archetypes, there's different elements in them, and right now we have the crystals that summon them. There'll always be a crystal that'll come out to summon.
So you know what? Let's try to look a bit of how the game plays. So that's your area, that's your opponent, Aaron, and so you have 2 decks. You have the magic deck and the soul deck, and I think that's what makes the deck really different. From my understanding, the magic deck have only magic cards, and the soul deck have your monsters.
Absolutely, that's it.
And so you draw cards from your magic deck, not from your soul deck. And let's say you want to cast a card, like you want to cast a monster, you need to play a card like this one is a water crystal, and it says, let me try to zoom it a bit, summon one water creature from your soul deck. So you play that, and then you look at in your soul deck, and you choose whatever creature you want, but it have to be a water one. So you choose this blue dragon, and then it come into play.
That's it, and then you would shuffle your soul deck.
But you can search inside your soul deck, right? When you do that.
Yeah, so anytime you would cast a spell that would allow you to summon, you're always like you pick it up and you look through it.
So I mean, I think this is this is pretty interesting. Why did you choose to do a system like that?
I really wish I could give you like an honest answer, but it was a total accident.
I see.
This was like 6 years ago. We had the deck separate, and one of our friends was kind of like shuffling just the magic cards. He's like, oh, that'd be kind of cool. And then we were like, that would be really cool. And then we completely redesigned everything, and we were like, this is how the game's going to be. This is so unique. It makes, we could turn your life source into your mana. You could do so many things with it. And yeah, it was a total accident, but it works so flawlessly.
So I'm gonna throw some criticism at you, and I will see
sure, absolutely.
your answer. So like I was thinking about it. I mean, I'm pretty well versed in game design, and I see things as, I mean, every kind of game, being a card game, a MMORPG, a board game, they all resolve around either crafting system or resource system. You pay something to do something. Yeah. And so you have the traditional magic system where you ramp up lands every turn, and you have more mana, you use the mana to cast something. And this nowadays is not used that much because I think a lot of people feel bad about being mana screwed, not being able to cast stuff. And then you have like, I would call three alternative way. So there is what I call the automatic ramping up power, like in Hearthstone. So like turn 1 you have 1 mana, turn 2 you have 2 mana, turn 3. So like you can still have some like cheap creature and more expensive, and the expensive one doesn't come from the beginning. And Nostalgic is based around that. Polywog is more or less based around that. You have a second one that is more like Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon style, where you play like a level 1 or 4-star creature, and then you can upgrade it. But the idea is still, from the beginning, you can't have a super strong board game. And so your way is kind of similar to what I call the all-in that we see in some games. So Genesis is also like that, or Legion Realm at War. So 2 other Canadian games where you can cast your most expensive card from the round 1. That's my understanding. Like there is no need to wait, though you don't ramp up. So my issue with that, obviously, I don't know if it's an issue. It's, I want to ask you what you think about that. Is that if there is no, if you don't need to ramp up your power, if there is no different in terms of cost, it makes it really hard to have different cards in terms of power. They all need to be good, because like you can't make a very low to the ground. Like in Magic, if everything costs 1 mana or 2 mana, it doesn't have the same power at 6 or 7 mana. So in your case, it's like everything have to be good. And
to an extent, yeah. Like if you look at a card like Brynus it's okay. It's like it's an okay tribal dragon, but you're playing it because it's a tribal dragon and it synergizes well with the tribal dragon strategy, right? So we're in talks of kind of like a mana system. So we didn't want to do a mana system because every game does a mana system, right? We didn't want to do a Yu-Gi-Oh system with tributing and stuff because it's just you're either copying that or you're making another version of it. With Spells of Magic, we chose, well, why don't we make your life source, which is called Blood in Spells Magic, why don't we make that your resource? So you only draw 3 cards at the start, but you could there's draw cards. You could puke your whole hand out, your whole soul deck if you really wanted to.
Hmm.
But there's like so much removal and board wipes that they're just gonna wipe your board and they're gonna just beat you slow. And you look at these other games, they're like turn three, turn two, and more recently, like turn one, you win the dice roll, you win the game.
Hmm.
Spells is not like that. Like you're talking like you're probably gonna go about 20 minutes game one between like two skilled players, and
Hmm.
then your side deck comes in to do your other
Also,
games.
because like I thought from my experience of game where you can cast whatever you want from the beginning, that it's
Yep.
very explosive and
Yeah, it can be.
and like typically like in Legend of Real Mat War, I feel like games doesn't last more than 3 turns because you do such a big like combo kind of things and they do their combo, but like your board is so big at the beginning
Yeah.
that you don't have this kind of waiting rounds. But so you are telling me, if I understand, the fact that it costs life actually really affect your choice? Because I
Oh
always feel
yeah,
like you don't
yeah.
care, you just use a life, you have tons of it. So,
Once you're at 10 life, you can lose any turn.
mm-hmm.
So, and you've
I
only
see.
got 30, and your black magic, and your alchemy, they all cost life to play. And if you're
Mm-hmm.
playing tribal dragons, you want to bring them back from the grave, you have to pay life for that. The only thing that's free is your white magic, and like some of them are good, but it's a lot of just like summoning spells. So yeah, once you're at 10 or less life, like it's anybody's game.
But I still think that make game more dynamic, you know. Because when
Yeah,
I play against Magic and I'm like turn one, land go, land go, land go, and it's like take like
yeah,
5 turns before we actually do something meaningful.
yeah.
But you have to be careful that it doesn't spiral out of control. So
Oh,
I
for
I
sure.
just wanted to show like so the summoning system. So you play your water crystal and you can cast a water creature. So for example the blue dragon, and fire crystal you can cast the red dragon or another fire creature. On the earth crystals then you can cast the earth dragon or another one. So typically those cards that you get in your hand from your magic deck will dictate kind of instead of drawing the creature you draw those crystal and then you can choose which one from your soul deck you're going to play. So does it help to kind of would you say your soul deck is kind of a toolkit
Yep,
where you can
100%. So at least for the first set, a
mm-hmm,
lot of the creatures are very generic.
mm-hmm,
Because we didn't want to stick to making people have to like stick to all the archetypes in the set. Now the structure decks, they kind of exclude that rule,
mm-hmm,
but we wanted the first set to be really toolkitty, where you have T-Lung. T-Lung can be a deck thinner to get towards your Xephos, where you can use Xephos to burn. You can splash any tribal dragon really in any
mm-hmm.
version of deck. So that was kind of how the first set went, and the future on, it won't be as toolkitty. It'll be more archetype based.
I see.
But yeah, yeah, that's how we designed the first set to be, where you can really play whatever card you want,
Mm-hmm.
and as long as you play it at the right time, and as long as you kind of know what you're doing, you're gonna do fine.
So talking about card type, so
Mhm.
I don't know if it's card type. You have the black card,
Yep.
the white card, and the red cards,
Yeah.
right? So if I understand, the red card is you can play them anytime, as a
The
response.
black one.
Yeah, sorry, the black one.
Yeah, yeah. You picked an interesting one, Parrish.
But that's a
Yeah.
removal. I like
So
removal.
yeah, yeah. So, yeah, black ones, they are grade 2 magic, so you can play them at any time except the damage step. But you can play them anytime during your opponent's turn, as long as you somehow would get priority.
Yeah. Okay.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And the white one, you have to cast them during your turn when
Yeah.
you have
So Yu-Gi-Oh
priority.
terms, yeah, there's spell speed 1, and magic terms, they're sorcery speed. It's
Okay.
the best way to describe
And
them.
then you have the red one.
Yep.
So what are the red one? I'm
All
confused.
right, so the red one's been changing a little bit during beta testing. So currently we're beta testing with it to allow to be countered. At
Mm-hmm.
first, we didn't want them to be countered. We wanted them to just kind of be these shacky cards that you draw into, and no matter what, your opponent can't respond. And it was just kind of being a little degenerate.
Mm.
So we are like, okay, well, at least let them be allowed to get countered. That
Mm-hmm.
way, you know, if your opponent sacks a Wrath or a Greed, if you hang on to your cancel, then you will be rewarded for using it. So yeah, so at the moment that's we're testing that they're allowed to be countered, but yeah, there's spell speed 1, sorcery speed, grade 1
So what's the
magic.
difference between a red and a white?
So the red one's got a cost. You got to pay 2 life to play it, and you have to sacrifice a
they
creature.
don't cost anything. The other cards.
No,
I mean this
the
one
white
says
ones are
pay
free.
2 block. But
Yeah, the black ones, yeah.
this one costs
But
nothing. I see.
no, yeah. So the red ones, they do have a high cost.
And if I remember, you can play only one of them in your deck or something like that.
1 copy. So you can play every Alchemy Circle, all 7 Deadly Sins, but you can only play 1 copy, and you can only resolve 1 copy. So let's say you find a way to put this Envy back in your Magic deck.
I see.
Well, you can't play it again.
I see.
Yeah.
So
future proof.
Is keeping the game interactive and having a lot of like counters and removal, is that an important part of the game? Because like I feel a lot of creature based deck game like Yu-Gi-Oh, I feel it's not very interactive. I feel like there are traps, but you don't really interact on the stack. When somebody casts something, you can't really respond and kind of catch them out of, trick them. Is it something important for you?
Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh is a dice roll form. At least right now, it's a dice roll format. So you win the dice roll, you make your big board, and your opponent either draws, Forbidden Droplet or something to stop your board, or they just, go to game 2. Spells isn't like that. It's usually, draw, summon one guy, pass, and then if your opponent doesn't remove it, you're like, yes, I can get an attack in, and that's kind of how it goes.
Yeah.
But yeah, there is a lot of interaction.
I see you have instant speed removal.
Yeah, there's a couple of them.
Like
and
we
then
have
that's
cancel,
our counter
that's
magic.
a counter. I wanted to show it after, but I can show it here. So in terms of rarity, which is something I wanted to talk after, but so you have the common card. Are they called common?
Yep. So they're called common.
Bronze symbol, and then you have the rare with like a gray symbol. Then the mythic, majestic, mythic.
Yeah, mythic. Yeah.
And then you have what you call the manga rare, right?
Yeah.
And so the manga rare are just the same as mythic, except the art will look different. I mean, the overall card.
Actually,
it plays the same, no?
So so it's just a different template. But the manga rare can be any card. So you could get that bird token in manga rare. You could get quicksand in manga rare.
Yeah, I have some picture. I got this picture of. They look really cool.
I love them.
So in terms of like in one booster, how many common and like rare? How does it work? What do you get in one booster?
Okay, so in a booster, off the top of my head, I'm going to give you round numbers, but you have 192 cards, and in each pack, you're getting 7 commons and 1 rare, and then for 5 packs, you're going to get 5 mythics out of 5 packs in the box, and the mythic will replace the rare, so I think it's like 19 rares, 5 mythics, and the rest is common. I think it's 168.
Okay, so you don't have any uncommons. It's like
we just get the big boys.
I see. I saw that very Japanese style.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So it means in one box you get only like 5 mythics.
5 mythics. Yeah, but there is 10 random hollows in a box.
Oh, I see.
It can be any card. Yeah, in every single box.
And so any card can be hollow.
Yep. That's so at the end of the day, you could fully bling out your entire deck in either full manga rare or just full hollow.
So you could get 15 rare. 15 majestic.
Yeah, you could, absolutely.
And how to get a manga card? 1
per case. At least, give or take. Like, don't hold me to it, because I could be wrong,
right? 12 boxes, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so... But I think you're going to do some giveaway and some event and stretch goal to get some. So they're going to be hard to get out of the boxes, right? Like just this, it's at least 500 boxes. I don't know. Yeah.
It's they're very, very scarce. And that's what we plan on doing at the future with manga rares. And then starter decks don't come manga rare, so
I see.
If you guys are backers, you guys might get some manga rares from the structure deck. So
I see.
Make sure you're in the Discord.
Yeah. So like coming back to the game design, So how much bookkeeping do you need? Like, do you have permanent life? If we just look at the creature, like that's a 4/2, and this is a 3/6. Do you keep the damage on a card, or does it just
Oh,
remove at the
okay,
end of the
okay.
turn?
So yeah, at the end of the turn, so if let's say Brynus attacks into Diablo, right? Well, Diablo's gonna kill Brynus, but Diablo's gonna be a 3/2 until the end phase.
Mm-hmm. And then it
And
come
then he'll
back?
reset back to a 3/6, yeah.
Okay, because I feel like bookkeeping is very annoying in games, so I don't want to have too many tokens or tracking card of too many things with a life,
Yeah.
with a
Yeah, you
paper.
could use dice. That's what we usually do. When we
Mm-hmm.
reanimate, we just chuck a dice on it or
Oh, I see.
yeah.
And is it possible to have like a control deck or a combo deck, or is it everything
Yeah.
like
Oh yeah.
aggro and?
Yeah, so if you want aggro, you're gonna play spirits, so cemetery souls. You want
Mm-hmm.
control, you're probably gonna play tribal dragons or kind of mid-rangey too.
Mm.
And then it's weird because if you want to play like a mid-rangey like control aggro, you would just mix them together
I
and
mean, I
like
just want to counter
yeah.
everything and clean up the board.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Can you
you're
do
gonna
that?
probably want to play tribal dragons with some sand cards in there for
I
sure.
see, I
The
see,
sand cards are really, really annoying and they're really controlly.
I see. Well, I didn't put any here, but okay. How long does a game take in average? I think you were saying like 20 minutes.
Yeah, so when we were testing 20 minutes at like most, and then you could go into time, but if again, it depends because like if I'm playing you and I
Mm-hmm.
just want to have fun, I'm not gonna, think everything through. I'm just gonna play
Mm-hmm.
my cards and I'm probably gonna lose a little faster.
I see, I see.
Or, if we're both really focused and we're really trying to win, the game's gonna take longer because we're gonna be trying to get in each other's head the whole game.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
Like,
about 20 minutes.
is a game designed for a best of one or best of three?
Best of three, yeah.
And so sideboard between after game
Yep.
one, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 10 cards.
And do you think the game is competitive enough to have like organized play and tournaments?
100 in a million percent.
100 million%. That's a good
100
number.
million percent. This game is the most competitive game I played because it's not luck reliant. It's
Mm-hmm.
not dice reliant. It doesn't matter what you do. You really have to think a lot of your
I
stuff
see.
through because the skilled player will always win.
So if I understand, you're gonna have some like beta tournaments too for whoever have
Yep.
beta decks, and
Oh yeah.
and so for next video, so this one the giveaway is a playmat, but next video we're gonna give away a beta deck, so you will also be able to participate to this tournament. They kind of
That'd be my
look like
personal one
that.
too.
Oh wow, that's cool. It's not
Yeah.
exactly
So
like that, but they.
yeah, it's these ones. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but there's a couple
Mhm.
manga rares in there because fallen.
Oh, some manga card too. That's sweet.
Yeah, it's basically my personal deck. This was the first deck that we were like beta testing with.
Mm-hmm.
The cards like it's so old that the cards don't even like they don't even have like the official backs on them. So like these are
I see.
yeah, these are
Yeah,
this is
the
it, man.
back is actually really. I really like the back. I
Oh,
like
thank
the
you.
silver on like, and you have
The
this symbol
borders.
with like the sun and the moon. I think you have it here too or somewhere.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah,
exactly.
so on each card
Yeah.
we've got their respective things. So we figured white magic would be kind of like tarot kind of themed,
Mm-hmm.
alchemy, and black magic. We're like, oh well, hexagrams and stuff.
All right. So like, if we come back to the Kickstarter, let me try to open it. So how many cards do you plan to have in this set?
In Rise of the Dragons, there's 100 cards.
Oh, yeah, it's written here.
Yeah, 100 cards to collect. In the starter decks, there's 40 cards each. So you have 10
I
for the
see.
soul and then 30 for the magic deck.
Oh, okay. And like, are they all like usually in a set you have like maybe 30% or 40% are good cards and the rest is just like filler?
So for the first set, we didn't want to do too much filler. We kind of wanted to
Mm-hmm.
give you guys something to play with for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Because we plan on releasing like, sets every like 4 months, with starter decks in between. So we
Mm-hmm.
plan on like giving you guys stuff to not get bored of the game.
I
So the
see.
first set we kind of really busted out the big guns, but I have this little flash drive and I've got cards on there to last me the next 5 years.
Oh, I see.
So yeah.
And in average, like, So and so the alchemy card you can play only one, and
Yeah.
and the other one, how many can you play?
Play set in Spells and Magic is two copies.
2 copies. And can you
Yeah,
have two
that
of the? If I look at the dragons, well, not this one, but another. Is there any point in having two of a dragon like that in your soul deck?
yeah, oh for sure. So I mean specifically Bryness, right? If I control two Bryness
Oh, so
and
you
I've
can,
got
you can
a
cast two.
yeah, so for gods you can't. You can only control one god. So
Oh, I
Lord of the
see.
Sand would be a god, but anything that's not a god you can play. You can have duplicates
So playset then it's two of each card except the alchemy. And how many
yeah,
box do you think you need to have a playset?
of everything.
Yeah.
I mean, it really depends, right?
Yeah, because you have
Like with the
the
playset so
mythic
low,
system.
yeah. I mean, I would say like you get a case and you're pretty close.
A
Obviously, I
case.
can't guarantee like, oh
That's
yeah, you're gonna get this, right?
that's
Because
12 boxes. So you
yeah.
think we need 12 boxes to have two of each
So
majestic?
of
Mythics?
each mythic.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. There's got to be chase cards in the set, right? Like T Lung's not easy to pull. You will pull one in a case. Um, but yeah, I mean everything else, you're most likely gonna pull your duplicates. But yeah, out of
So
a
so
case, yeah.
so do you mean that if I check the rarity card again, um,
Hmm.
for the mythic one,
Yeah.
do they all have the same pull rate or does some have are
No,
harder?
no, there's different like
Oh,
yeah, different pull rates for everything. Everything's all done like we have like math basically. I'm not a math guy, but
oh,
the
I
team the
see.
team does math rate like pull rate not math rates. The team does pull rates for every single card
Oh,
of what can be pulled. And it's not, for sure, but it's, like a
I
uh
see.
nice some like thing to kind of base it off of what yeah.
That's pretty unique. Usually cards are like normally you have a pull rate for each one, but
Yeah,
um,
no, every card does have a pull rate, but we divide it up into a case, right?
mhm.
Because we want to make sure if you buy a case, you should really get everything you need, right?
Yeah. Well, no, if
So,
I'm just
yeah,
concerned like if you get like typically I think 3 boxes is what people want to spend and assume they can
yeah,
get
definitely.
competitive, but you are saying like you are not sure to get one of each dragon or stuff like that with 3 keys
Yeah, out
with
of
three
three
boxes.
boxes, yeah, because if you think about it, there's like I think there's 19 mythics in the set.
Well,
And you're only
if you
getting
get
you're only
five
getting
of it.
five a box, right?
Oh, I
It's a
see.
little yeah. It could be any of the 19, right? And you
And
could get a duplicate in your box,
the
not in your
manga
box, but in
rare,
another one.
the manga rare is one per case. I think you told me.
Yep,
Yeah,
there.
that's
I know some people
yeah.
love it and some people hate it.
So don't you worry if it's like 5 mythic per box? Don't you worry that people just get too many of the rare?
So the rares also have pull rates.
Oh, I see.
Everything's got a pull rate, Masamune. Everything's got a pull rate.
So like there will be some rare that are harder to get, but so it means
Yeah, but
some rare will
nothing's
be
like
like.
yeah. I'll tell you this: you're gonna pull your play set of your rares,
Mhm.
unless like something
Yeah.
unless
Okay. All right.
somebody in a higher dimension tells you no, right?
And do you have any like foil card? I mean, we saw the manga card are foil, but so you say you
Yeah,
have 10 foil per box.
yeah.
Foil card
Oh, okay,
here.
it's right there. Yeah, yeah. That's the foils.
I see. And so those can be any card, right? Yeah, that's the point.
Any card.
Okay, that's cool. Well, okay, so yeah, so you need much more boxes than what I thought. Much. And when do you think people will receive their boxes?
So I put as a safety net, October as a crazy
Okay.
stretch, but I'm really looking at getting the product in June.
I see. I see.
And even then, I've been telling people, August would be the earliest, but it really could be June.
Mm-hmm.
If, everything goes right, there's
Mm-hmm.
not shipping delays, printing delays. And it depends because if this video goes crazy and we get a crazy amount of backers, it'll take a little longer to get stuff printed, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So
Um,
that bring me to print run. Like
yeah,
um. So I'm assuming it's print on demand. That's a kind of a goal of a Kickstarter.
to an extent, yeah. Like,
Yeah.
I have like my quotations,
Mm-hmm.
right? We have a quotation for 3,000 boxes.
Mm-hmm.
And that could be, Kickstarter ones. It doesn't matter. Kickstarter, regular, whatever's
Mm-hmm.
ordered. And if it exceeds there, we kind of have to like reevaluate. Right now we're not at the 3,000 goal.
Okay.
But we do have a lot of like LGSs reaching out to us to try and get boxes after the Kickstarter, so we are kind of future
Yeah.
proofing this and planning.
Do you plan to do some kind of unlimited edition or first edition or whatever?
So how the Kickstarter boxes work is if you buy you pledge through Kickstarter, you get a special Kickstarter box. All of your cards, they're
Mm-hmm.
gonna have a Kickstarter logo on it.
Mm-hmm.
Your box is gonna have a Kickstarter logo. Anything that's not Kickstarter has no Kickstarter logo. It's not associated with it. So that's kind of like how we're going with it. I'm not gonna be selling Kickstarter boxes after the Kickstarter. What you guys
Yeah,
get
yeah.
is that's it. There'll be
No,
no
I'm
more
just
than
curious
that.
if you had already planned to go after the
Oh,
Kickstarter.
like distribution
Yeah,
wise.
yeah, I think like because it's
Uh,
it's it's really hard to reach
yeah.
out, the
Yeah, I mean, like
community.
we've definitely been in talks with distributors,
Mm.
and there's a few that we've been looking at, but yeah, that's for after the Kickstarter for
Yeah, yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well, that
like the
makes
game
sense.
will be available after Kickstarter. You guys won't like we won't leave you in the dark.
Yeah.
We plan on making a long game here that's
So like
gonna.
you have $77,000. What would be kind of an optimal target? Like if you want to do everything you want to do. Uh,
Okay.
I'm assuming if you get too much, then that put too much stress on your growth. Uh,
I like working under
what
pressure.
no, what would be a good target? Did you think about it? Like how much would be enough for you to do everything you want to do?
I would like to say 150 would be like the perfect number.
Mm-hmm.
It would really, I mean, it would get everything going. Like right now, we've got Monica, Nikki, all of them. Like none of us are getting paid to do this, right? We're doing this because we love spells and magic,
Mm-hmm.
and if we're able to just really start spells and magic, we have an office that we're getting in April, and we want to be able to just focus strictly on spells and magic, make it a career, make it the best game. And I think about 150,000 would be a great leap to kind of start it.
Because like I think people don't really understand this part, but like if let's say you get 100,000,
Yep.
there will be at least I don't know 70,000 that will be in production, you have to pay to print cards, the
Yeah.
ink, the shipping, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And
Tell me
so
about
if you
it.
think about it, this is let's say it's a 6 months work. If you
Yeah.
have only like 30 or 40,000 for like 3 employees, I mean, work at McDonald's, you're gonna get much more money. This is like extremely low.
Mhm.
Like there is really not much money for the teams to pay people.
Yeah.
Even if you
Yeah.
reach $1 million, you're gonna have a lot of production. It's still like
Yeah.
low
Like
money,
the cost always goes up. I know what you mean. And
Like
that's kind of like where after the campaign we
mhm.
would have to really focus on getting it in LGSs and
Yeah, yeah.
being able to live, right.
No, because I always kind of feel shocked when people say, "Oh, this Kickstarter got 300,000. They will be so rich." Think about it. You are paying
No.
300,000. Even if you say, okay, only half of it is to making the product. 150,000 for something for a team of like 5 people to work for 6 months.
Yeah, it's
It,
minimum
it,
wage.
it's below the
Yeah.
average wage.
Yeah.
It's really not that much. So I
Yeah, and
mean,
you still got to pay, like if you have an office, you got to pay for your office, you got to pay
yeah, on
for
health insurance
everything,
and
right?
stuff like that. So
Yeah.
this is definitely, I mean, going through Kickstarter, we should like reward those people. I mean, there is really no money you get out of it.
No,
It's really
yeah.
to put the product out there. And
Yeah.
let me
Yeah,
check my
that's the best way to say it. It's Kickstarter is a good
to put
way
the
to
product.
advertise your product.
And we do have, I think, a new stretch goal.
Yeah.
So if we reach 200 followers on the Space of Magic Discord, this amazing, I don't know if I can zoom it, probably not. This full art of the Bryonis will be included in every pledge of $100. So I mean, there is no cost to it, Please, guys, just click this link. I will post it below. Just join the Discord so you can know also if there is more giveaway and things happening. And I hope we will see the other dragon in full art. I think that's really cool. We need to talk about this game. We need to grow the community. And there will be a lot of beta decks out there, and we will be able to play hopefully next week. And like I said, the next giveaway gonna be for a beta deck. So somebody lucky will also be able to play like within like 1 or 2 weeks, maybe 2 weeks with shipping. So I mean, I'm very excited by this game. I mean, it's fresh. Christian seems to kind of really be passionate about this. And like we saw there, it's been around for a long time. I mean, I wish we could get those cards too. They kind of look cool. But I'm excited by this project. Any last word you want to put out there, like your favorite card or whatever?
My favorite card, it has to be T-Long. Like he basically digs out any dragon.
Let me put T-Long out there.
T-Long is there. He is. That's T-Long. I love Cherry Blossoms. So when this creature is sent to the graveyard, you may send 1 dragon from your soul deck to your graveyard, and then you can reanimate it, right? You can reanimate them, and and I guess my second favorite card would be Lord of the Sand. Oh yeah, I didn't. Lord of the Sand, yeah, he I believe was the first art Marcelo drew for us. It's this guy, right? Yeah, it's him. Yeah, the first art. I believe if you back the Kickstarter, you get a full art of it. First 200 backers. I don't know how much we're at now. Yeah. Oh, okay. It's almost over. I think not yet. 163. 163. Yes. It's getting there. So we have to hurry. All right. But that looks really cool. Okay. Well, anyway, we will keep you informed. I mean, those looks also really cool. The alchemy, the 7 deadly sin. I mean, there is tons of things cool about this game, but I think we need to play it for me to actually judge it. But I mean, I kind of understand the rules well now. The rule book is also the last version of the rule book is available. It's on my Discord and it's on Spells of Magic Discord. So yeah, I mean, just to remind you, for the giveaway, it is cool playmat. And it's going to be signed. So you need to put a comment below. And I said in the beginning what you should put in the comment. And you need to be a subscriber and you need to be a member of both Spells of Magic Discord and my Discord. And the link will be in the comment. Well, thanks, guy. If you have any questions, post them below. Hopefully by the time of the next video, we will have 200 subscribers. Yeah, we will talk about the next stretch goal or the next things that's going to happen. But I'm very excited for this game. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye. See you guys.